Frosty, Heidi, and Frank. 520-9710. 888-520-9710.
Frosty, Heidi, and Frank.
On 97.1 Free FM. SoCal's FM talk station.
Hey, it's the weekend, right? Yes. Yay!
Fridays.
Almost.
We still got to put in a full day.
Well, I know, but technically it's Friday, so I'm rounding up.
I'm still sore from yesterday.
I know, boy, digging ditches for a living.
Oh, yeah.
Frosty, Heidi, and
I
Frank.
forgot my work gloves today.
Oh, you can borrow mine.
It'll be rough on the palms.
Might be too big for you, though.
Make sure you use your Wells Lamont.
I'd be swimming in your gloves there, Mitzi.
Mitzi.
That's what they should have named me. Mitzi.
Heidi brought in a baby picture of herself the other day because we were thinking about having like a little baby picture montage of ourselves during our event, but that just fell apart because we're lazy.
Didn't work.
Yeah,
but I saw some of Heidi's baby pictures, and she had the largest hands.
They were almost
little
swollen.
monkey hands.
You look like you had a condition where your fingers were swelling up to human size almost.
Oh, I mean, and everybody who's seen the picture goes, what's with the size of your hands?
And the finger thickness. You were a lesbian from birth.
I know.
That's why I think maybe you were like a hermaphrodite or something.
Yeah.
Because you had little boys, you had teenage boys' hands. Not that I know teenage boys' hands. Never mind, forget that I said.
Yeah.
And Frosty's obviously adopted because he has no baby pictures.
I don't.
None.
I didn't realize that definitively until I went home to look for them, and I looked through the photos that I had, and I realized, wait a minute, I don't have any photos of me as a kid. Any photo I have is stuff that was on my camera, say, from teenage years when I left home to go to college. I've got stuff from then to the present, but I have nothing of me as a kid, not a single photo. I left all those photos in a big box, a big shoebox. I can picture it when I left home and went off to college and then to join the real world. And then my family moved. Long story short, they moved and stored all that stuff. Well, I know. They stored all that stuff.
Who wants a free patty melt?
All my childhood stuff in the Stillwell barn. Then they had an auction and sold the Stillwell farm off, 4 or 5 summers
Who's
ago.
going to buy your pictures in an auction?
I know, Frank, but they were just saying, okay, who wants everything in this room? What do you bid? They were just selling stuff.
That's how they do that. They do that at public storage. If you forget to pay your bill and somebody auction, somewhere there are pictures that you're like, oh, I paid
and my
$500
bowling ball was in there somewhere.
Oh, no.
The blue one?
No, not that one, Mike. My childhood
Did you have one
ball.
with your initials on it?
I sure did.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, so I'm not sure I have anything from my childhood. I'll have to ask Mom and Dad when I see them over the holidays, but I don't have anything.
But you've seen pictures of yourself before as a baby, so you weren't adopted.
Have you seen baby pictures?
Well, no, they didn't really take a lot of photos.
There was no baby book?
No, the first photos are me in that dress.
We used to bring over all those girls to the house. You shouldn't try to embarrass you by opening your baby pictures.
Maybe you're the one who was born a girl. See, you're throwing it over to me, so you're deflecting. You're saying I was born with a penis and a vagina. Maybe you were.
Because I used to run around with a camera a lot when I was a kid. There were a lot of photos taken, usually by me. And I remember the time that's in the days when you have to get your film developed. Yeah. Now it's usually digital. And I remember I go get the film, and I'd show Mom my photos and Dad, and they go, yeah, well, we got a photographer in the camera. We got a photographer in the family. We never took any photos of you all till now.
I know.
So there's no photos of me as a baby.
What sucks is that my mom and dad only had 2 kids, so the oldest, my brother, tons of pictures of him. I mean, albums. 5 albums, so firstborn, and he's the boy. I mean, picture and picture. I mean, of every stage. Yeah. And then I came along 2.5 years later, and... well, here's the picture of me when I'm still steaming and I was in the hospital, and then I'm 3. Well, what happened to all the, I'm not much of a picture taker. Oh, really? Should we get out the 5 gigantic albums of Darren? Well,
come on.
What's your first? Oh, and then my mom would point to things. She'd go, well, I think that one's, that's you. See, that's you. You're about 1.5 years ago. Oh, so I had a penis? Oh, maybe that is Darren.
See,
that is Darren.
She couldn't even tell the difference between you and your brother.
So.
And you were obviously the first girl, so you think you would have the same amount of photo albums. But maybe you were the second boy, which is going to be neglected.
If you're a parent and you have a baby, how can you not want to take tons of photos? I know when Rudy Dog was a puppy, I would just snap photos.
I know.
Photo.
You still do.
I still do. All 25
and
pictures are all of my dog. So if you're a kid and your parents love you at all, they're going to take nonstop photos of you, right? I would if I had a baby. Then you find out your parents never really photographed you as a little baby or a toddler or a kid. It's kind of like you wonder, well, did they love me? It's kind of sad. There's photos of everything else I don't want. You flip to the old photo albums. There's photos of paint peeling off a wall and a bush, a shrub, a tree. But there's none of me. What's with that?
My mom will still do that, go on vacation with her friends, and she'll take the dumbest pictures. I'm looking through she got them developed in an hour at Walmart, and I'm looking, and it's like, a picture of a palm tree in Daytona. It's like, the stupid mom, where are pictures of you and your friends? Oh, I don't really like to have my picture taken. So you took a picture of a palm tree, and you're showing me like, ooh, I see them every day. It ain't that big a deal.
Maybe, if you remember, again, going back to the days of film roll. I know they still make film, but not everyone, most people don't use it. In those days, you take photos you want to see, and there'd be, 25 photos in a roll.
Well, you want to get them
You're
developed.
up to 21 or 22. You go, well, I just need to waste these photos. Tree, stoplight, tire. Okay.
Yeah.
Get rid of the
I'm
roll.
at the end. Yay. Finally.
And back then, you were trying to get rid of the roll last for your picture. You'd take a picture of anything. If it was the beginning of the roll, it had to be something worth taking a picture of.
Very true.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It was valuable then.
Yeah, now take a picture, look at it. Oh,
yeah,
delete.
I look bad. My eyes are closed. Get rid of it. Mm-hmm.
Back then, it's like, no, let's not take any of Heidi. Let's save the roll.
I have another theory as we're drawing on about cameras and photographs. My fear is that 20, 30, 40 years from now, you all are going to want to see your photos from this era, and you're going to realize, wait, you never actually printed them out, and they'll be long gone. Because a lot of people, like my family, they take photos of the digital camera, and they just look at them on the camera in that small little window, that little 2.5-inch window. They never
download them.
They never download them. They never print them, and then eventually they
lose the camera.
Yeah, exactly. Or the camera stops working.
Or someone steals your camera. They steal all your photos with the camera.
Right.
Oh my God.
So you got to print those out, folks. Don't just keep them in the camera.
Oh, and I have all mine on my computer. Some I print out to put in frames, but for the most part, I've just got a whole. Thousands of
Will
pictures.
you have that computer in 50 years? Will it work? No.
Yeah, normally people have computers for longer than 6 months before they destroy them with a sledgehammer.
I'm not going to sledgehammer my Mac anytime soon.
Okay, yours may be here for 2008 and 9.
Yeah.
But when you're an old woman wanting to reminisce, will you bring out your old computer for 2007? It won't be around anymore. It won't work anymore.
Well, I can't print out 20,000 pictures.
Well, then you're going to lose them.
You could. Take some time, but you could.
I'd have to call in sick to work.
I was hoping one of our listeners in Seattle listening online at 971freefm.com would take a picture of the sled up there. I was telling you about that yesterday, the trolley system in a neighborhood, Cascade, outside Seattle. And it stood for South Lake Union Trolleys, what they were calling it, the acronym, obviously, SLUT. The jokes were flying. Can't wait to ride the SLUT today. I think I'll just take the SLUT today. Got an email from Brandon, who lives in Seattle and heard the show, and he says... the Bozos in Seattle changed the name.
Oh, no.
Already?
It's now the South Lake Union Streetcar. Because people were, slut!
So it's Sluska now.
Yeah, Slusk.
Let's just start
it's
calling...
It's not as fun.
Let's just start calling slutty girls Slusk.
Yeah, let's change it.
And then it'll make sense.
Sounds just as bad. Slush.
Your mom is such a slusk.
Saw you that slusk last night. How much she charged you?
She went through her slusk years.
The fact they changed it, doesn't it draw even more attention to it, actually?
Yeah.
People they still call it the slut because it's just too damn fun. So
Slusk is not even, it's hard to say.
Yeah, you can't, Slusk.
Slusk, and then if you put anything with it, it's really hard.
Well, anyway, we'll miss the slut.
When you mentioned that town yesterday, Cascade, Washington, I thought, is that a clean city? It would have to be like a tidy, clean city, right? A Cascade. Isn't that a dishwasher?
When it rains, it's a water spot.
It's a lovely, lovely place.
You ever had to get a cat out of a tree?
No. I know what. They climb up there, but they can't climb down. I've never figured that out.
I guess. They're scared.
I never had a cat, so I've never.
But if you had to.
Couldn't you get the hose out?
Well, that's what they did.
Well, good. Make it run from the water. It'll run the other way.
Ruin it!
Oh, so I didn't know, but that's what I would do. I'd get the hose out.
People always call the fire department.
You could get the hose out, but then that'd be inhumane, and someone across the street would see you hosing a cat in a tree, and they'd be like, animal cruelty.
Fine, leave it up there then.
Oh, Michael Vick with a hose over there.
But the tough thing is, I have experienced that because I've had a cat, and even a cat who knows you and loves you is in that situation where it's scared, and you're like, come on.
Why is it scared?
Because it climbed up and then went, oh, crap. Haven't you ever done that? You're like climbing a tree as a kid, and you go, oh, my God. How in the hell am I going to get down? So a cat has that same thing, and now it's your cat, and you're going, come on, meow, meow, come on. And then they run.
And cats don't come anyway. I mean, even when the cats are on the ground.
On occasion.
Well, come here. Come here, cat.
Yeah, they just
hey, cat, come here. Sit, cat.
You just got to learn how to talk sweet to a cat.
Really?
That's all you got to know how to do.
And you've done this.
And they come.
I was surprised Frosty wouldn't make the cat wet right away.
No.
I think that'd be the last thing you could ever do. You can get the hose out, but you never hit the cat.
The wall would be soaked.
This cat, was stuck in a tree. A lot of people will open a can of cat food.
Can they smell it way up there? It's 30 feet up in the air.
The Pavlovian cat study sound.
Okay.
Yeah, get the can opener.
The can opener and the cat food.
That's funny.
But, this cat was stuck in a tree, clinging to branches several stories high. It was finally blasted to safety by a high-pressure fire hose.
Yay!
Not just the garden hose, the fire hose.
That can hurt. Yeah, that could do damage.
Don't they have a ladder and a bucket or something?
Would they send a ladder and a bucket crew out? Isn't that a waste of a ladder and bucket crew? It's for a cat.
We had a cat stuck in a tree. We'll get the ladder truck.
In small towns, maybe, but here, someone's house is going to burn down because your ladder truck is busy over rescuing a cat.
Don't you have a ladder in your garage that you can lean up against the tree?
Several stories high? Hell no.
It's way at the top of a
One
tree.
of those three.
Oh.
Really big. I want
Everyone's got a 3-story ladder in ranch homes. You never know when you're going to need it.
Have you guys ever climbed one of those rock wall things?
No, I've always wanted to, though.
It looks like it's easier to climb up than down, obviously.
You?
No, I've just seen. I would never. I couldn't do the first.
I want to see that.
We saw one on a cruise ship.
I just want to see you in the hip harness.
Impossible.
And this big bulge front.
Yeah.
You know, that every guy gets.
Hey, if I fall, that's going to snap. It's not going to hold me. Anyway.
Yeah, I guess, you're talking about rock walls?
Yeah, from a cat's perspective, from a human's perspective, I stand there and I'm like, okay, I can look up and see where to put my feet. But coming down is difficult because you can't see that. So maybe that's why a cat doesn't know how to get down, though it knew to get up because it could see in front of its head.
Yeah, well, the firemen got their hose out. Volunteers had an outstretched sheet under the tree to save the cats. When it's blasted out, they'd catch it in like a makeshift trampoline type of thing or net. And the cat had previously ignored people who banged cans of cat food and climbed ladders that were just out of reach. It took 2 shots with the hose to do the trick, and as soon as the cat landed, it jumped out of the sheet and ran to the street and was killed by a steamroller.
No!
In your cartoon mind,
I just love to see Heidi's face when I make up stuff.
A steamroller.
Come on, Heidi, I thought a steamroller would give it away.
Had it been a semi, I would have believed it, but a steamroller.
I was going to say car, but I thought she'd really
I don't know.
steamroller.
Perhaps they were laying new asphalt in front of the house. Oh, my
You
God.
pictured it, didn't you? All 4 limbs outstretched like a starfish.
Then
Flat
rolls
kitty.
around and it's stuck on the roller.
Oh,
Peel
my
it off.
God.
I thought maybe it bounced off the sheet and landed on a hot tin roof.
It didn't run to the street and get killed by a steamroller. It ran to the woods and some kids helped bring the cat back, and a man said he would adopt the cat right on the spot.
Oh, now.
Oh, no, they didn't hear that, did they? It was a funny line, Frank.
That was the line of the week.
I looked at Heidi thinking she's going to use some weird
I wanted
cat
to, but
pun.
I know I'm not allowed to because it's too dirty coming out of my mouth.
Apparently Frank isn't either.
I edited myself.
Oh, you got it.
I knew that was not going to make it. So, Steve, we both hit the button. Thank you.
No, I didn't hit the button. You were so quick, Frank, that I didn't even have a chance to hit the button.
Yeah, I was so quick on myself. What are you eating in there, Gurgles?
No, it's not eating anything. I was drinking.
That's just your throat.
That's just me normally.
There's couscous rolling around the dentures there or something. I heard it.
No dentures. I actually go to the dentist, unlike you.
Oh, well, you're right.
My God.
So, happy kitty.
Did you see the video footage of the news? This bear was stuck in a tree. It's kind of a young bear. It wasn't a really big bear. But all these guys come on the scene. This was early part of the week. They're trying to get the bear out of the tree. So they tranquilize it, knowing it's going to fall out of the tree. They set up all these cardboard boxes, which not really all that much padding for a bear to fall out of a tree, but they set up all these cardboard boxes to the right side of the tree, okay? They don't put it all around the base of the tree. They just put it on the right side of the tree. Then somebody tranquilizes the bear, and it goes, woo,
miss.
And it falls directly towards the left side of the tree, right onto the ground. And they go, the lady's like, no worries, the bear was okay. But
how does she know?
Well, I guess
I think when you fall like a rag doll, when you're tranquilized, you could fall out of a tree and not get hurt.
Yeah, and he did. You just see him just going, and didn't hit one box. Like, what a bunch of idiots.
Bears weigh more than stuntmen. I know stuntmen can fall into a couple boxes, and amazingly they're fine. But a bear, they weigh more than me, right?
Well, it depends on the type of bear.
It was a
I mean, you and a grizzly are probably about the same.
That's probably, I'll give you that.
It was like a baby black bear.
Well, they're still probably my size, and picture me falling into a couple little cardboard boxes.
But if you're tranquilized, maybe you'll suffer. Because isn't that what they say? Like, not that you should ever drink and drive, but if you're in a car and you're drunk and you get into an accident, because you're not bracing. So sometimes you walk away from those, but people who are not drunk, they brace, and then they either get really badly hurt or...
Don't try to catch yourself.
So for all our listeners in Kansas and Nebraska in Tornado Alley, if a tornado's coming towards your mobile home, just relax. Just ragdoll. Enjoy the ride. You'll be fine.
Yeah, let's let it toss you.
Yeah, it'll gently flop you around a little bit and lay you down somewhere.
Clown.
All like a leaf.
Those of you who tense up will get killed.
More animal news. A Puerto Rican racehorse named Donna Chipa, I think that's how I say it.
Donna Chipa.
Yeah, a 9-year-old brown mare finished last in a 6-horse field at Camarero Racetrack in eastern Puerto Rico. Now, why is this making the news? Because it finished last. Well, this horse has lost 125 consecutive races. This will be the longest streak in history for horses.
Were they going for the record at some point?
Still running?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what Donna Chipa means in Spanish, but I'm guessing it should have been glue. 125. How come no one's shot this horse in the head yet?
Well, I get it, Frank. If you realize after about 80 or 95 losses, you've got a horse that's the worst, you would, hey, what's the record? At least I'll go for the record.
Actually, the racetrack had a plaque for the horse that day. So they knew that horse was going to lose.
Well, that's not...
It lost, and it took a plaque out to the owner for the most losing horse in history.
I'm the worst horse ever.
A pre-made plaque before the race.
And the horse was so upset, it jumped a fence, ran to the street, was run over by a steamroller.
Oh, no.
Yes, can you believe that? It was horrible.
Oh, no.
You know what a claiming race is?
No.
Since I used to hang out with Churchill Downs when I used to work in Louisville years ago, I know this. A claiming race is where anyone can buy your horse. Usually it's like $2,000, $5,000, $7,000. A horse that's no good, it's a claiming race. Someone can just step in and actually buy your horse from you. Some horses never go claimed. Like this would be like $1. Anyone want it? No. I guess I keep running it then. 888-520-9710 is our number if you want to join us. Don't forget the big birthday bash is tomorrow at the Vault 350 in Long Beach. Doors open at 8 o'clock. We're Frosty, Heidi, and Frank. 97.1, the FM talk station. We are Frosty, Heidi, and Frank. Here's our number if you want to join us. 888-520-9710.
I mentioned last week that we might lose the polar bear to extinction and the Austrian forest leech.
Oh, no.
I don't think I'll miss the leech. The polar bear, for some reason, I feel like I'll miss.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Well, you guys have a lot in common.
Yeah.
You know?
But the good news, we've gained a bat. Yes. A new species of flying fox or fruit bat has been discovered on an island south of Manila. The orange-colored bat with a distinctive white-striped face was discovered in a protected wildlife area on Mindoro Island.
Oh, yeah, that place.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Lovely vacation spot.
Mindoro, yes.
Oh, it's beautiful. Great for honeymoons.
Margaritas.
They're just now discovering this species. Conceivably, it's been there since the dawn of...
a microscopic bat. I'm like, how do you miss it? It's a giant flying orange bat.
Look at that. It's like a flying yield sign.
Hey, look.
Or construction
sign. It's a new
sign.
species. So, hey, we might lose some, but we gained a bat.
Yay. How do they miss this bat? Assuming it didn't just grow last Tuesday. Assuming it's been there since the beginning of bats, which is probably going back, a few million years?
Probably.
We haven't seen one till now?
And how do we know it's not like the bats that are already... It's the same bat. It just has different color wings. You know how people are like, I'm still a human, but look out the strange red birthmark on my arm. Maybe it's just a weird bat birthmark.
So you're saying it's a giant bat birthmark?
Maybe. I'm saying maybe it's a regular old bat, but it's got orange under its wings.
It's got a striped face, see?
I'm with Heidi, though. You got to find more than one to consider it a species. Just one could be a birth defect. Yeah. You may never see another one.
Ooh, but speaking of bats, they did this thing on the Today Show. This girl got bit. She is the only surviving person recorded in the world who survived after being bitten by a rabies-infected bat. She never got...
shots?
No.
She's okay?
Well, here's the thing. For a year... Think of the most...
She hung upside down when she slept?
Think of the most... I'm not trying to be insensitive. Think of the most retarded person that you could think of. I mean, no brain, I mean, face just turned, hair all screwy, couldn't walk.
I'm thinking of a morning radio personality.
Fingers all curled. I mean, completely lost everything. Memory, ability to speak, any of that, right?
No.
All of it.
She like us on the drinking show.
Right.
Pretty much.
She was a really cute girl, got bit by the bat, got rabies, didn't get treated, turned into this drooling girl in a chair who didn't know anybody. Then all of a sudden, she's like,
I'm hungry.
Why is everyone staring at me? She got everything back. It was weird. I mean, she had therapy and stuff. Well, the whole time she was in this wheelchair and she was mental and she couldn't walk, didn't know anything. Eventually, slowly, it started to come back. And she's just like this.
Why didn't she get shots?
That I sort of missed in the story. I'm not sure. She wasn't sure.
Where was this?
This was in America. It was here.
There's no excuse for that. You go to the doctor if you start feeling bad. Don't they check your blood and can't they tell you have rabies?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
They don't let you sit there with rabies for a year in a wheelchair.
I'm not sure if she knew exactly what had happened.
I wonder if she was one of those people that doesn't get medical treatment.
Maybe.
There's a
Christian Scientist?
Yeah, maybe she's one of those.
I don't know.
have the story, you're just making it up.
Well, I saw it on Today's Show, and I saw the whole passage.
Oh, they make up all their stories.
True, that Matt Lauer. Oh, what a fibber.
You know, some people never go to the doctor. I come from a family like that. You don't go unless you're absolutely on death's doorstep. You know,
I
you
got
just
bit
walk
by
it
a
off.
black widow and never went to the doctor.
See?
Remember that big weird spider bite you had on your leg? And I'm like, you should go get that checked. You're like, that's fine.
Well, why didn't you go? You're like Batwoman.
See?
Should have gone, but you didn't.
There are people who just go, I'm fine, and then all of a sudden she's in a vegetative state, and it's like, well, really, probably should have had that checked.
I think I was bitten by something in Costa Rica as well. Remember my feet swelled up, looked like Fred Flintstone.
Yeah, and you never got it checked?
Never got it checked.
She didn't want to go to a Costa Rican hospital?
I don't know if you've seen those like river sandals called Keen. It's kind of like leather tops, but my feet swelled up so much that I was like muffining the sandal slits.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was horrible.
What you worried about losing your leg?
Oh, my God.
Holy cow.
But
I tried not to think about it.
You don't know why. This was like
I have no idea. Probably something bit me in my sleep.
You didn't go to a clinic of some kind?
Oh, my God,
Nope.
Frank. See, that's what, this is Batgirl. It's like, oh, I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah.
At some point, you go.
Yes.
I mean, I don't run to the clinic for a paper cut. I'm not a big baby. But if something's growing like that on me, it shouldn't be.
Your feet are muffin topping out of your sandals?
Everywhere muffining.
And if you find out later, we could have fixed that with one little shot, and you didn't go.
You just needed some ointment.
Right.
Oh, my God. Too bad it didn't bite you on your penis.
So was she...
It'd be muffin topping out of something else.
Was she comatose or just screwed up in a zombie state?
She was not sleeping. She was awake, but she's in a wheelchair and didn't know anybody. And then slowly but surely everything started coming back. And now she's just this college student. She's just adorable and a really pretty little girl.
I know you hate Meredith Vieira. I don't know why. I kind of.
Oh, no, I hate her.
You do?
I watch her, and I
think she's all right.
She always seems like she's trying way too hard to me.
I kind of like
I'm not
her.
one to talk, but she's really trying hard.
I don't know why. What is there not to like about Meredith Vieira? She's not annoying. She's not.
Some people you just don't like.
Yeah.
There's just something there, huh? You just don't click.
Right.
I know for her, I think it's the color of her skin. I can't take it.
Anyway.
She's white, Chris. Chris is like, that son of a bitch.
Anyway, Meredith Vieira was hosting an interview some time ago, but it was fit here. I'll tell you the story. It was a lady who went into coma back on May 26th, and her husband, and I think was 31 years old, tried to wake her up, found her unresponsive. She'd gone into a coma. Later, they found she had a congenital condition that caused her heart to stop. So 911, off she goes. She's in a deep coma. Well, they had to make the agonizing decision whether or not to pull the plug. I know we've talked about this before. How many weeks, days, months, years do you wait? You wait a while, right? Well, people like
Depends on who it is.
Depends if you'll still love her or not. I mean, that's kind of crass, but if you kind of are sick of her anyway, and they ask you, what do you want us to do?
I think a year. I'd give it a year. Beyond that, it's like, okay, even if you do wake up, you're not going to.
How do you know this isn't like a blessing? It's a second chance you've been given. Now you're in the realm of second life. Fate or whatever has intervened, and now you can actually get rid of her without having to go to prison for murder. She did whatever she did, or got whatever she got, or got bitten whatever she's bitten. Now she's in a coma, and it's up to you. We can let her die. If you give us the permission, we'll unpull this plug, and she's gone. Now, if you don't love her anymore, maybe you've met someone else. You always picture your life being with this other person. Here's your chance. True, her mom and dad are probably there wanting to keep it plugged in, but it's your decision because you're the husband.
You know, it's strange that you see it as if I unplug you right now, it's because I don't love you anymore. When I think probably unplugging you means I love you that much.
Yep.
I know you don't want your wife to suffer, but if they tell you she's not suffering, she's just sleeping and she'll sleep forever,
then what's the point?
It's not a quality life. Well, how do you know she's not dreaming and having pleasant dreams? I enjoy my dreams.
Well, if heaven is so great...
She'll start getting bed sores and just the time and the effort.
That's what I'll never understand. It's like...
She wouldn't want me to waste my life going in there and rolling her every 30 minutes.
And if heaven is so great, all these Christian people who are afraid of dying, if heaven is supposedly so great, why wouldn't you want them to go and be in eternal happiness?
I would
Set
be
her
inclined.
free. Let her go see Jesus.
If they tell me, here's the brain measuring brainwave scope, this is a vegetable. The brain, the body.
Gone.
The body's here, the brain's gone. I would say, okay, if
and
the
you
brain's...
hate vegetables.
Right.
Of any kind.
Then I'd say let the body join the brain, the soul, wherever it is, let it join it. Science is keeping it alive, but it shouldn't be alive. I, too, would go for the plug. But I'd wait a while. Anyway, if you're 31 years old, relatively newly married, and you love each other, it's a very agonizing decision, but this guy said, okay, let's unpull the plug. So the guy's name's Ryan, and Jill's family said their tearful goodbyes as the doctors disconnected the machine that had been keeping her alive. She didn't die immediately. Then what do? Smother her? Now she may suffer. The machine was keeping her alive, but she was essentially dead, comatose. So now you've unplugged it, and she's still there. What do you do then? Pillow over the nose?
No, maybe that's God working.
Then you just wait for her to die.
If
she doesn't? Then she might be starving to death or suffering, choking. You don't know what's going on in that unconscious head. That's when I'd say, plug it back in, plug it back in.
If she can live without it, then why am I plugging her back in?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but she's living without it, but she's still in the brain-dead coma without it. See what I mean? She's still there, but...
And then I'm suing for you charging me for this machine I didn't need. She can breathe on her own?
Hey, you're using electricity. You didn't need to. Go green, doctor. Come on, let's go.
Well, she didn't die immediately, so after time, Ryan had to go to a judge to sign papers relating to the decision to disconnect the life support. He returned late that night, before midnight, to sit with her, again expecting her to die any time, waiting for the end. Hospice care was still there, mopping and sopping or whatever. And a few minutes before midnight, she started getting restless. She woke up after mumbling, and her first words were, "Get me out of here."
Whoa.
"Take me to Ted's restaurant. Take me to the melting pot." That was the first thing
That should be the melting pot's new ad. Screw me talking to you about it.
I think they plan on the story.
You think?
I've got to have some cheese fondue.
Yeah. Who wakes up out of a coma and wants fondue?
Dip into something different. I'm starving.
I'm not saying that's not wonderful.
No, I know.
But it's not my first choice of, give me something.
Well, maybe she really likes it.
Can I get some molten cheese on some bread?
You're right. Well, some people don't like IHOP, but I could live there.
Yeah.
So if I came out of a coma and my first words were, "Get me out of here, take me to IHOP," it wouldn't be that unusual.
It makes sense because it's a breakfast restaurant. It's like a first meal.
Right, you're just waking
starving.
up. Who wants fondue right first thing in the morning? You're
Plus,
right.
You have to wait for the fondue.
Yeah.
You have to watch it cook. It takes a few minutes, right? It's a slow meal.
Exactly. It's like ordering the crab legs.
Oh, Christ.
They're crack these damn things.
Exactly.
I've been fed through an artery for 6 months. I'm going to wait to eat. I'm going to work at it.
Here's what's weird. She has pretty much all her knowledge back. She can remember just about everything. She doesn't remember being in the coma except for one thing. When she was comatose, the only memory, it's like you never really know what someone in a coma is really perceiving or not. You can't ask them because they're in a coma, and if they never wake up, you don't know.
But you still talk to them, I suppose.
Exactly. So now all her previous knowledge came back, including her, PIN numbers and everything. Her brain's fine. But the only thing she remembers from being in a coma.
Let's unplug her.
You bastard! You did what?
She remembers the big shower they wheeled her into every day. Apparently they wheel coma people under a waterfall and let them wash off. She remembers that.
That sounds wonderful, doesn't it? Lay down and somebody will shower you from above.
A lay down shower. I'm gonna put one in my house with my toilet clowns, and my blimp when I'm rich.
We're Frosty, Heidi, and Frank. Big birthday bash is Saturday. That's tomorrow at the Vault 350 in Long Beach. Doors open at 8. Full night of great music from the best unsigned bands you've ever heard in your life. The best bands of the whole year. from Should I Stay or Should I Go, will be battling it out for the title of Best of the Best. You can see that live. Who knows who you're going to see later at a huge concert venue.
Yeah.
You'll be able to see them right now when they're just taking off. That's tomorrow. Plus, we get to meet you. It's birthday bash with tons of Sauza Hornitos flowing. Tomorrow at the Vault 350 in Long Beach. If you need specifics, go to our website, FrostyHeidiandFrank.com.
I've decided I'm so into Lost, I'm going to drink Ana Lucia's drink, Sauza and seltzer.
There you go.
I'm having tequila and tonic water.
You are so Ana Lucia.
All Saturday night.
Right.
Can't wait.
I'll be Hurley and just eat Mr. Cluck's chicken legs.
You drink ranch dressing.
Right. Kim, you're with Frosty, Heidi, and Frank.
Hey, I just wanted to say hi again. I saw you guys down at...
Lost you there, Kim.
Uh-oh. I said I saw you folks down at the Galaxy Theater.
Oh, Kim.
Yeah. I just say Frosty said a few minutes ago he was going to unpull the plug.
I know.
Oh, did I say?
We let it go.
Unpull the plug. It's a regional dialect. That's what we've said in the Midwest.
So that means he's going to leave it plugged
Unpull
in?
that plug over there, honey. Let's go to bed.
Well, we don't talk a lot about politics on this show, but I think this is worth bringing up because this is a politician I think every one of us in this room could get behind. Me, not so much because, it's
The last politician Frosty got behind was McGreevy. Governor McGreevy.
But this is a politician I think, guys especially, but I think, and Frank especially, can get behind and really support. And it is a female politician, Bavaria's most glamorous politician. She's a red-haired lady, kind of attractive.
German broad.
A nice German gal.
Is this the porn star, or was that the Italian lady?
I think so.
Someone in Italian Parliament, I think, used to be a porn star.
Yeah?
Yeah, Frank would like that one as well.
Her name is Gabrielle Pauli, and she has shocked the Catholic state in Germany by suggesting there should be a law that marriage should be dissolved automatically after 7 years. Now, you have a choice. That marriage should only last 7 years, and she says the basic approach is, at the time, when 7 years is up, couples can either agree to extend their marriage, or it is just automatically dissolved. There's no fighting, because it's like, 7-year mark, we're no longer
like
married, unless you want to. Do you want to do this again? Do you want to sign up for another 7? Yes, I do. Well, then we'll sign up for another 7. She's saying we should put this into law because it would just solve so many problems.
Well, not really, because whatever assets you've accumulated during those 7 years, let's say you don't re-sign your marriage lease.
Then you split it and you go separate ways.
But that's what's going to happen if you divorce anyway, so how does that an advantage?
But I think when you go through divorce, there is the fighting and this and that. It's like, no, we're automatic. After 7 years, there's no, I don't want to get divorced. No, look, I want...
Yeah, they're still fighting because what if you have to split half your crap at 7 years?
Yeah.
Well, I think...
And more, there'll be more fighting because more people... What if you want to re-sign and I don't?
Well, it doesn't matter because it's already over. So there's no,
automatically
fight.
Expires.
It's 7 years and it's done. There's no fight. It's over. We're not married. And we can choose whether or not, hey, this is going well. And you probably talk about it once you're hitting, we're going to do another 7. I don't think I want to.
You think that I would...
I thought you would love this. No?
Well... in a way I am, and then there's the side of me that thinks it's going to be improved a little bit by saying, how about a marriage could be dissolved on any date with a 7 in it? So
maybe
you can look at yourselves every 10 days or so.
How about a daily
and
renewal?
Then this year, any day, because there's a 7 in it automatically.
Right. Oh.
People would be nicer to each other if you had 10-day periods where in 2 weeks we can get divorced.
Yeah, but that could be a hellacious, terrible 13 days getting to it. How about every morning you decide? Every morning at 9. What do you think? Extend this one more day? Yes, no?
Yeah,
There's a
let's
button
do
on the
it.
wall you punch, yes or no?
7 a.m.
I don't want to get up at 7.
Well, if you don't get up, then we're
Sleep in,
divorced.
you're married for another day.
Damn it. I figured you guys would like this.
I like the idea of
it's
a lease
good idea.
you can get out of, but it seems like it doesn't really solve anything. It's going to create more problems.
But if you know this going in, then maybe people will think, okay, 7 years, you got to really plan things. In 7 years, this is going to automatically be over.
Aren't a lot of people not going to have families then?
Maybe.
And maybe you shouldn't have a family if you don't plan to be together 7 years from now.
How about 2? 2 years.
2, yeah, I like that.
So the first year is the hardest. So you can get through that first year, and then you realize it was the hardest.
So
the
do it
second
like a
year,
lease.
you're like, okay, it's getting better. So after 2, you can get out. And then if you want to re-up, then it's 3.
Right.
3 more. So at the 5-year mark.
Oh, don't complicate
And
the
then if you want to up it again, there's 5 more. So 10 years you can look at it again. So every time you re-up, the out is 2, 3, 5 years and on.
She probably did 7 because of the 7-year itch, that very famous, which we all know about because we're coming up on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, 7 years together, and you start to go.
We're dissolving the show.
Because everyone's circle of friends, personality, your interests usually kind of change every 7 years.
You always said 7, and that's what this girl believes.
But Frank, why make it 2 and then 5? How about just every 2?